Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me again on this journey across Gensokyo. Last we left off, we simply crossed the bamboo forest, and now we're heading into Eientei. Doesn't sound like we got much done in the previous episode, but yeah, it's pretty much. But there's a lot of dialogue, so I guess that's why it took long. But anyway, let's continue, shall we? Uh, and here's Eientei. I would go recruit Moko and Mistia, but on the first playthrough, I went up here because I was hoping for a teleport first, and there was no, as you can see, there's no teleportation here yet. There's going to be a warp zone here, but once you pass this gate, you cannot go back till all the conversation is done. So, yeah, we can't. So yeah, to keep it true to the original playthrough, I'm going to be going through here first. Because who knows if Moko actually adds any new dialogue. Anyway. Come on, faster. What's wrong with you two? This is only your 30th lap. Oh, you know what? I just realized I had the game muted. My bad. 30? I can't take it anymore. I'm going to die at this rate. I don't think I'll be able to bear with this much longer. The lady with rabbit ears. I remember seeing her when I visited the human village. Who's that person? A human? You're right. You're that weird human I saw in the village. You were staring at me almost as if you saw a ghost. That was rather rude of you. Who are you and why did you come here? Hey, why did you stop? You still have 470 more laps to go. 470? What the heck is going on here? That voice. I can't believe you came all the way... Oh, I thought for a moment that you were someone else. You're just... a mere human from this world. Oh shit, wait. I don't think... Yeah, I forgot to actually check on her. In my first playthrough, she mentioned she saw us earlier, but shit, I guess I forgot to do that. Oh well. I'm not gonna go back at this point. Wait a minute. You may be a human, but you're an emissary. How did you know? Hopefully it doesn't actually impact the story a whole lot. It just adds a little bit of dialogue. We were not aware that your kind existed until 400 years ago. Emissaries such as you reeks of impurities more than normal humans on this planet. Luckily for Gensokyo, I will not turn a blind eye in such a situation. Prepare to meet your own fate, wicked emissary. Lady Yorihime, please calm down. I saw him in the human village and he did nothing wrong. Why don't you give him a chance to explain himself? He actually looks rather confused. Yeah, they're right. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I have no relation to the previous emissaries. Huh, I thought you'd have the dignity to face your fate, but you're even more of a coward than they were. You lunatic, I came here just because I'm exploring Gensokyo. Quit looking for an excuse to attack me. Is that a pun? Your attempt at humor fell flat, you buffoon. This is really bad. I think she's completely serious. Amelia had an aura that made her look dangerous and powerful, but this woman is unbeatable. Oh? Is that fear I see in your eyes? Heartless killers like your kind are pathetic. A pathetic heartless killer? Ha! Look at yourself, you sword-toting maniac. You know nothing about me. I may not stand a chance against you, but I will not die here, so bring it on. I will not allow you to hurt the people I care about. Say your prayers. And now we fight Yorihime. You're really not going to flee? Perhaps you're not as cowardly as I thought, or you're clever enough to realize that it will not save you from your fate. We will just be defending. see, nothing happens. She just misses. We both miss. Oh, whoops. Oh crap. Basically she's getting serious and still nothing happens. Possible. You ate a lot of peaches, didn't you? This is the only way your skin could be this tough. That's enough, Yorihime. Leave him be. Master? Eirin Yagokoro. Master, this man is an emissary. He's a danger for the people of Eientei. Oh, Yorihime. Thought I taught you and Toyohime to act in a more logical way than this. Ouch, Master. What's that smack behind the head for? That was a rather underwhelming display of your strength, Yorihime. Uronge, why didn't you or Raisin try to stop her from attacking him? Well, we tried to dissuade her from attacking him. She just wouldn't listen to any of us. That's right. Lady Yorihime attacked him without any provocation. Oh, is that so? Are they saying the truth? Yes. Yorihime, I am glad you and your sister came to visit us, but you shall stop this nonsense immediately. You are to give your apologies to him right now. Yes, Master. I'm sorry. I thought you were here to hurt the people of Eientei. Master, I do not understand why you're upset at Yorihime. We were able to witness what the emissaries were capable of, and they were dangerous indeed. I see. I understand the situation now. This is just one unfortunate misunderstanding. Sir, I know that this may be an inconvenience, but could you please come inside with us? I wish to explain the situation to those two, and I'm sure the mistress of the house will appreciate your visit. I understand. I'll come along. Thank you for the invitation. It's the least we could do to compensate for this small incident. Please follow me. Buckle in, because this is going to be a long conversation. Shortly after. Thank you for accepting our invitation, good sir. My name is Eirin Yagokoro. Please, can you tell me your name? Of course, my name is Kurai. I must thank you for your hospitality, Miss Yagokoro. I'll start explaining the situation to everyone once she's ready to greet you. It shouldn't take too long. Here's Kaguya. Kaguya Horai-san. Oh my, I didn't expect you to be prepared on such a short notice. It's the least I can do for such an important and an unexpected guest. It is a pleasure to meet you, emissary. I've heard about your kind, but it is the first time I met one in person. It's a pleasure to meet you too, miss. However, I would appreciate it if you didn't treat me as an important person. The duty I must fulfill may be important, but I'd rather be treated like anyone else. So what I've heard is true. Definitely more humble than the previous emissaries. I still know very little about all of my predecessors. I keep hearing various things about them. What perplexes me is the fact that we were aware of your kind until the events of... We were aware? I thought they didn't know. Guess they meant weren't aware of your kind until the events that occurred 400 years ago. It is indeed rather vexing to be so ignorant on what turned out to be an important tradition on Earth. However, it comes as no surprise that something created by people from Earth turned into such a mockery of what was formerly established. After all, history always repeats itself on this impure world. Excuse me, may I come in? Hey, of course. Please do come in. Thank you, Lady Kaguya. I apologize for interrupting you all. Oh, the emissary has already made his way here? You already know who he is? It is my duty to protect Eientei, right? The reason I wasn't here earlier was because I already knew that there is no need to worry about him. Nice to meet you, Mr. Kurai. My name is Tei Inaba. Wow, you even know my name? Well, it's nice to meet you, Tei. So, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Kaguya, Eirin, Toyohime, Yorihime, Basin, Uronge, and Tei are all your names? My name is not Uronge. It's Basin. Sorry. Miss Eirin called you Uronge earlier, so I thought it was your name. In this case, that means you are both named Basin, right? That's right. I do admit that it can get confusing at times. If that's the case, how about we call you Raisin 2 for the time being? It won't be an issue anymore once you return to the capital, but I guess it'll be helpful during our stay. I don't see a problem with this. I'm the second one to receive this name from you, right? Thank you. I'm happy that we can avoid another misunderstanding from now on. Well, now that all the introductions have been properly made, let's go back to the main subject at hand. Yes, please do, Aiden. You haven't spoken much about emissaries until now. First of all, it's true that the emissaries from the previous 400 years have been threats to Gensokyo. However, this tradition is almost as old as Gensokyo itself. A human from the outside world that had great spiritual power would travel to Gensokyo and serve as an emissary to maintain relations with the people of Gensokyo, whether they're human or yokai. The first emissary and the last two were different than the others. The first one went to meet as many people as he could, and he was quite a gentleman, and his determination to fulfill his duty earned the love of a great amount of people in Gensokyo. As for the ones you saw, Toyohime and Yorihime, they were the only two that brought such chaos. The reason as to why they did such a thing remains a mystery, but I believe it has a connection to the relation that they had with yokai. Even you are not aware of their motivation? How mysterious. Emissaries are quite a sneaky lot. It still doesn't explain why they were so powerful or the fact that this man resisted my attacks. Yes, that's right. The reason as to why you failed to hurt him, Yorihime, is because your training is still lacking. How disappointing of you. How can this be? I trained so hard. Could it be that my efforts are still not enough? Yorihime, you're still too serious. I was merely kidding. You need to loosen up a bit, you know? Oh, Eren, you shouldn't tease her too much. I do admit that it's rather amusing to see it happen to Lady Yorihime. Oh, Raisin, you have a huge smile on your face. Is that so? The laughter of the princess must be contagious. Still, it's not like I trained so hard to get your praise, Master. I just take my training very seriously. You're always so serious, Yorihime, but you've always admired Master, right? Let me get back to the subject, please. Emissaries are given a powerful object named the Gem of Boundary that gives them great power against any supernatural effects that does not occur in the outside world. However, the emissary does not receive such protection when they are challenged by an opponent. Now that I think of it, this doesn't make sense. We both fought each other and yet, Yorihime's attacks were ineffective. You mean I should have been hit by that powerful attack? I thought there was a reason as to why I was protected. This gem hasn't protected you from people who challenged you, and perhaps it is more powerful than expected. Could it be that this gem has the ability to render the power of Lunarians powerless against its wielder? If that's the case, then this item is far too dangerous to exist. What if this man or the next emissary repeated the actions of the dangerous ones? What if they managed to reach the moon? The peaceful lives we have on the moon would be taken away from us. Hayden, did the nation's words explain the current situation? The gem can do no such thing, but assuming that people from Earth are always plotting against the moon. Hey, is there something you know that we are not aware of? Yep, I'm not sure if I should tell you though. The gem is merely a tool given to emissaries. See, the gem can do no such thing and merely works as a tool, then its effect depends on its bearer. You're always good at figuring out these things. I don't know if any of you are aware of this, but emissaries are more powerful when they're famous. Infamous, and judging from the fact that he was protected by Lady Yorihime's attack, the explanation is as clear as day. Are you saying that Yorihime's beliefs of me being some dangerous madman is what caused me to be protected from her attacks? More or less. But there's also another explanation. It's possible that deep down she was hesitating. Huh? Oh my, Yorihime. That expression on your face truly makes it clear that it was the latter. It's not my fault. His voice... That's enough, Yorihime. You're here to forget about this for the time being, right? Everything will be okay. You're right. We look forward to seeing him again. I see. Because my voice is somehow similar to the one from a person she likes or cares about. For emissaries, it would appear that the normal ones are not a threat in the slightest. Indeed, the barbarians from this planet are in no way able of matching the power of the lunar capital. What's with that attitude of yours towards Earth and its people? Keep acting so superior and better than us. If you dislike Earth so much, then why are you here and why don't you just go back up there? Oh my. Trust me, if I had any other choices, I wouldn't be on this primitive planet in the first place. You're being unfair, Yorihime. After all, you didn't mind seeing Master once again, am I right? Please excuse Yorihime. She hates to admit it, but she's happy to be here. Hey, the truth is that we Lunarians consider this world to be tainted by impurities. Earth is a land of death. Compared to the moon, a pure land blessed with eternity. Our technology is also much more advanced. Interesting. I guess that explains a lot. Our civilizations are very different, so our lifestyles are not the same. Yes, you could say that the people of the moon have a more simplistic lifestyle. We do not need the pointless luxuries of life, however. As far as I'm concerned, I'm now an Earthling just like you. Indeed, and while I hated to admit it in the past, in the end, it is truly a wonderful thing. Master. Oh my, we've been changing between subjects quite a lot, haven't we? As you can see, Toyohime and Yorihime, you do not need to worry about Kudai. Yes, and as much as I dislike to admit it, you were wrong about emissaries in general. Besides, you weren't all that much of a fighter, Kudai. Luck was on your side this day. I was able to make it this far, and I fought many opponents, and I'm still standing. This is the only thing that matters along with my current goals for the time being. Could you clarify these goals for us, please? I know you have your duty and that you're exploring Gensokyo, but I'm interested in knowing your objectives. Well, my main objective at the moment is to explore Gensokyo by visiting all the places I can, and by doing so, meet as many people I can. There's no such thing as yokai or people from the moon in my world, so there's so much to see and discover. By visiting all these people, I can also fulfill my duties as an emissary. I find it annoying to get challenged, to fight all the time, or dealing with people who keeps misunderstanding my motives because of those idiotic emissaries though. How interesting. You spent too much time locked up in Eientei, so I think I can understand your reasoning. Would you object to the idea of us traveling together? Lady Kaguya, you can't possibly be serious. Doing such a thing is too dangerous. See, at this point I was questioning how the dialogue would be different if I had Moko along with me. Because I didn't think that Kaguya would want to join if Moko was in our party. What could you possibly mean, Udonge? With Toyohime and Yorihime here, you have nothing to worry about. Good point. Also, there is nothing to worry about on the moon either. They are taking care of our duties while we're here, so I doubt any suspicion will be raised during our absence. That's right. You do not need to worry, Raisin. If you're getting too worried about this, you have my permission to join him on this journey. Is that so? I wouldn't want to leave my master on her own. See, this is where everyone offers to come along my journey. Everyone except Toyohime and Yorihime. It's kinda crazy. We just accrued the entirety of the Eientei cast, and they're all just willing to join. Kaguya said it was fine, so you can go if you wish. Going Gensokyo will be a good challenge for you. In fact, I might consider joining you as well, could I? The chance of learning more about an emissary would be a valuable experience, seeing how each of your kind only appears every 200 years. Wow, I didn't expect so many of you to show interest in joining me on this adventure. Listen too, Master is right. You should join them. It'll be a chance to train hard and become a better trainee. Me? Well, if you think it's a good idea, I'll do it if I'm asked to come along. Why was I even worrying? Traveling with him would be much easier than being trained by her. It does go without saying that I'm ready to follow you on your request, could I? I'm at your service. Tei is acting strange. She's so serious around him and she looks so eager to help him. Perhaps she's up to no good as usual. If she goes with him, I should go too to keep an eye on her. It would be best if the group was small though. I'd say no more than 4 would be wise. I agree. While I wish we could travel all together, I'm sure it would attract way too much attention. What about you, Toyohime and Yorihime? I'll pass, but I might keep an eye open on you once in a while. I admit that I like your goal. It reminds me of a certain man I met in the past, so I wish to see what lies ahead of you. I must also decline, but I do wish you luck. Willing to show you a few simple tricks if you ever want to, but I won't be able to teach you anything if you haven't gained enough fighting experience. Thanks. I appreciate the help that you're all offering me. You're all very friendly and helpful people. Well, thank you for visiting us. You may feel free to visit Eientei whenever you wish. I think we should be able to accommodate a room for you if you ever need to rest, so do not hesitate to ask. Just don't get any funny ideas though. You'd regret it immensely. Funny ideas? I'm a well-behaved person, so there's no need to worry about that. Good. In this case, you won't need to be punished for taking advantage of this situation. She seems to be rather quiet, but I got a feeling that she's scary when someone mistreats her or her friends. Oh well, at least her and Relation 2 did try to calm Yorihime down earlier. I guess they're reasonable enough not to start fights without provocation. Well, anyways, thanks for everything again. Since you're in Gensokyo, I'll do my best to get a good gift for all of you. Gift, huh? When you have the time, please visit me a bit later. I need to talk with you. However, for the time being, please enjoy the tranquility of Eientei. I'm certain you'll like it here. Well, that was nice of them to invite me in the mansion. It's certainly a welcome change from my visit in the Scarlet Mansion. I wonder what Kaguya wants to talk about. Either way, I should at least pay a visit to Aiden and Tei. I'm sure I can learn a lot from them. One relationship with Aiden, Mason, 3 with Tei. And that's all the dialogue for now. But we're just going to be jumping into more dialogue here in a minute. We're going to go to recruit Mistia, recruit Moko, and then we have to talk to everyone in Eientei we can. And recruit pretty much everyone in Eientei. And here we have Mistia. Hey Mistia. She's in her cooking outfit. There you are. Take me with you. Pretty upfront. Wait a minute. What's up with your clothes? What's strange about them? I wear them whenever I'm working. Work? I didn't know you had a job. Not to admit, I'm pretty surprised. Impressive, huh? It's my effort to discourage people from eating poultry. What? I know she's a night sparrow, but, well, I suppose it makes sense she'd be against that. She's fine if you eat humans. Pretty impressed, yeah. I guess it makes sense. You seem pretty driven to do things when you take it seriously. Of course I do. You learned it the hard way after all, right, Inosuke? Inosuke? I'm not a shopkeeper, I'm Kurai. Ah, sorry. I sometimes forget a few things without realizing it. It's alright. Just make sure to remember my name, alright? Yes. As for your effort to stop people from eating poultry, what do you serve? Grilled lamprey. It tastes good and it's great for your sight. Want to try one? Grilled lamprey? Sure, why not? Got it. One grilled lamprey coming right up. There you go. That was quick. Thanks. It's from Mistia. Hope I'm not making a mistake trying to eat that. Well, what do you think? It's really good. I'm even more impressed now. You're a great cook, Mistia. Of course I am. My food is pretty popular. My sake is even better. Oh really? You have any I can try then? It's a little harder to prepare, so I unfortunately don't have any available right now. I also need you to pay. Of course. I see. So it's really high quality stuff. Yeah, but if I got any at some point, I'll let you know. Either way, are you going to let me join you, Moko? You got both my name and my gender wrong this time. Oh, right. What was your name again? Kurai. Kurai is my name. By the way. Last time I picked, do you have a last name? Speaking of names, do you have a last name? My last name? Well, yes, it's Lorede. Lorede. Why? Mistia Lorede. It does have a nice ring to it. You really think so? Yeah, I do. You know, for a yokai who tried to eat me. You're really not the same person I imagined you to be. What does that mean? You're a good cook, you're better at singing than I gave you credit for, and you're nice. I like being with you. Hey, even if you say that, I'm a yokai. I think scaring humans is fun, and I do trick them once in a while. Well, so what? Really, I just don't like the idea of yokai eating or killing humans. But to act like a yokai besides that is fine, really. That is Gensokyo after all. Things work differently here. Yeah, I suppose you're right, but yokai are yokai though. There's no helping it if some humans are eaten. I suppose you're right. I just don't like the idea of humans being eaten, that's all. If it can make you feel better, I'm not thinking of eating you anymore. But I can't promise I won't pull a trick or two on you once in a while. Also, I think I like being with you too. I still have a hard time remembering some things about you though. But being together will help me remember, right? So, will you let me come with you? 3-year relationship plans. Come on, take me with you. Yes. I think it's a good idea. Let's work together, okay? Oh yes. With me by our side, everything will be easy. You'll even get to hear my singing. Mistia, now that I think of it, why did you try to eat me when we met our first time? Well, I've been told by someone that it's okay to eat humans like you that comes from another world. I've only been getting fun from scaring humans and getting them to try my food, so I thought I'd try eating a human since I don't see a lot of people from the other world. Is that so? Who told you that? I couldn't see your face too well. A few of my friends met her as well, and she told them the same thing. See, I wonder if one of those friends includes, Lumia? And I wonder if I had Mistia in my party when I fought Lumia, if the dialogue would be different. Because she said we insulted her friend, and if her friend is with us, then she would believe that I'm a nice guy, I guess? Because I'm friends with her friend. Just something to think about. I see. So it's fine if they eat humans that aren't from the village, eh? I wish I could find the identity of this person, but for the time being, I'll simply focus on my task. I still think it's probably Yukari. Who knows? You told me that you were sorry about what you said before, right? Well, I'm sorry I tried to eat you. I got angry at you because Moko hit me, and then we both kept getting angrier at each other. Still, I'm not the one who said the meanest things after all. Well, it's all behind us now. I also accept your apology, Miss Dio. Let's be friends from now on, okay? Yes, let's be friends. Miss Dio joined your party. And I guess the sake is stored here, but I still can't open it. Maybe one day I can actually buy sake from her. Anyway, let's go ahead and recruit Moko. Talk to Moko and then recruit her. Hey, Moko. Oh. Hi, Kurai. I've been waiting for you. I need to talk with you about the gem. The gem of boundary? Yes, there's something you need to know about it. This gem will prevent you from becoming as powerful as you can be. If you're an emissary who is willing to fight, this could be problematic for you. I know. Maki already told me about this. No. Your gem is different. What? I've seen the gem before, but it had a different color and glow. However, the original gem was shattered when the previous emissary went insane. I had no idea about any of this. Obviously, Yukari and the other yokai doesn't want a repeat. Don't want another repeat? Yeah. Yukari and the other yokai don't want a repeat of what happened with the 2 previous emissaries. You may not realize this, but the yokai that were present during the rampage done by the 2 previous emissaries fears you. Many yokai died during that time, including friends and close ones. If emissaries are feared this much, why do they allow this tradition to continue? They still need the emissaries to spread their legends and their history in the outside world. This is why they created the gem that would limit your powers. The only strength I get are from this gem and magic items I get. Yukari really has been hiding a lot of things from you, hasn't she? Not typical of her. There's more? Emissaries in Gensokyo gains power according to their fame. We learned that earlier. But I guess the game expected you to recruit Moko first, before you went to Eientei. What? No way. In this case, I should be very weak. Not quite. A few of your predecessors left a big impact on Gensokyo, while few humans remember emissaries. Because of their short lives, some yokai never forget a few of them. Most beloved of all was the first emissary. No other emissary gained as much fame as he did. Similar to him in the sense that you're willing to meet the residents of Gensokyo and befriend people. Most of the other emissaries simply had their gifts delivered to the high-ranked yokai. Let's just say that after what the first emissary did, these yokai didn't like these emissaries as much. We then of course had the two previous emissaries. I guided them through the bamboo forest during their journey. First one was a dark-haired woman. She was rather quiet, so I never got to know much about her. Second one was a rather old man, and he seemed rather impatient. Ultimately, they'd go on to become the two most infamous people in Gensokyo. This is why you're far from being weak. The fame and infamy of your predecessors remains fresh in the mind of yokai and people such as me. On top of that, you're the first emissary to decide to travel Gensokyo by foot while still aiming to complete your duty. First one, huh? Does that mean the first emissary could fly? I guess the previous emissaries did have supernatural energy, or whatever. If some people are aware of this, this surely is giving you even more fame on its own. Without the gem, you might even be stronger than you are now. I don't think you should keep it with you. In such little time, I've grown to know you more than the two previous emissaries, and I believe you're a good person. Well, without the gem, I'm also in danger, because I wouldn't have the protection. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Thanks, Moko, but I'm still a simple human, and I need the protection it gives. Exactly. I also like the fact that it'll prevent me from doing anything bad. I don't plan to do any of this, but if it can allow yokai to feel more at peace about me, then I consider this an asset more than a hindrance. I see. I have to admit you're making a good point. Well, I told you all good about this. I hope it's useful for you. You bet it is. Thank you, Moko. I appreciate your help and your concern. You've been so helpful ever since we first met. I need to find a great gift for you. You better. Anyway, now that I told you everything I know, just remember that if you ever need my help, I'll come along to make your journey easier. Sure will. Thanks again for everything, Moko. You're welcome. Take care. Oh, Kudai. Hello. Did you come here for something in particular? Yes. That's right. I would like you to join me on my journey. Oh, I was patrolling the area, but I did say I'd join you. Alright, I got it. I'll come along. I usually prefer to mind my own business, but this would be fun, so I'm fine with this. You will be busy, so I'll make sure that you never slack off. Let's go. Moko joined your party. That's 2 party members added, and then soon we will be adding like 4 more? 4 or 5 more. Still no, 5 more, yeah. So let's head back to Eientei. Okay, here we are. To the right, there's a door here. That is locked. You can open it from the other side though. What's with that barrel? It's in the way and I can see another one a bit further. Okay, and then let's head to the left here. And then there are more barrels. It's empty. There's nothing in there, but all this stuff is in the way. Does that mean Yorihime got Layson and Layson 2 to jump over that stuff? Yeah, basically. And then here's Layson 2. Hey, hi Layson. Are you busy? Could I? Hi, no, I'm not busy. In fact, I'm quite bored. When I'm not bored, Lady Yorihime always pops up to train me in Layson. Does she really force you to do so many laps? No, but she usually pushes us to our limits, and we're so tired that we can barely move afterwards. To be honest, I wish Lady Toyohime was the one training with us. She's so nice with us. Be careful what you wish for. Wow, Yorihime must be really strict. You're one heck of a hard worker. You think so? Thanks. Still, Lady Yorihime is kind in her own way. She does appreciate it when I really put some effort in my training. Lady Layson is quite impressive herself too. She's all around the place and does so many tasks, whether they're easy or ridiculously hard. All that training and those tasks you two have to take care of sounds rather tiring. To be honest, I wanted to ask if you were willing to join me on my journey. You'd be willing to take me along with you? I'm still not too great when it comes to fighting, but I'd be willing to help. She doesn't have a lot of fighting experience. Well, if you decide to do so, please let me know. Eager to come with you. I was hoping to see you again. Have you changed your mind? Let's go ahead and travel with her. We recruit everyone. I wonder if there's ever going to be like a downside to recruiting people. Like certain events won't happen if you recruited someone. There's no need to worry about that. I was really weak when I entered Gensokyo and it took me a while to be able to defend myself. I'm sure you're stronger than you think. If you're willing to help, then please, let's team up together. Your help would be absolutely invaluable. Well, when you put it that way, I'm more than eager to accept. Alright, just be nice with me, alright? Yeah, let's take it slowly. There's no rush anyway, right? Yeah, you're right. Let's do our best together. Mason 2 joined your party. Why, hello, Kurai. May I ask you a question? Please do, Lady Toyohime. I'll do my best to answer whatever question you have for me. What will you do once your duty has been completed? I've heard from Master Aiden that emissaries have chosen different paths after their journey. That's a rather interesting question. What did I pick here? I actually don't remember this choice. I think I said I'll figure it out later. Yeah, I think so. I'll figure it out later. I wish I could make such a decision immediately, but I'm nowhere near the end of my journey. Yeah, this dialogue sounds familiar. Still, the sooner I can make up my mind, the better it'll be, since I will be able to focus on more important things. Interesting. It would appear that you know the importance of such a decision. My apologies for such a strange question. I wish to know more about emissaries since, as I stated just now, most of your predecessors followed different paths, according to Master Aiden and Eientei. However, Master Aiden pointed out that most of their behavior was very similar. Similar behavior? I'd ask you about it, but I assume you'd rather let me figure it out. You're quick at figuring these kind of things out. Like you, I was sure you and my husband would get along easily despite the fact that you're not a Lunarian. You're married? Oh my, do I sense a little bit of jealousy coming from you? I'm just kidding, of course. Yes, I've been married for a long time now. Now that I think of it, I haven't thought too much about the fact that nearly everyone I've met in Gensokyo is much older than me. Am I right to assume that Lunarians are older than humans like me? Put it simply, I am more than 50 times your age. Wow. So Lunarians live far, far longer than humans. That's absolutely fascinating. Something tells me you're going to be different than the previous emissaries. Let's be friends from now on. Are you fine with that? Gladly. I'm glad that we've been having this little discussion. I can see Lunarians are much friendlier than I thought at first. Glad that you think that way. Based on your behavior, I can tell your duty as an emissary will be incredibly long or short. Either way, if you stay that way, you'll do a fine job, I'm sure about this. Incredibly long or short? Probably incredibly short in the sense that we're too kind, or something. That kindness could also be a good thing, you know. Help us throughout our journey. Well, thanks, Toyohime. I'll keep working hard to fulfill it. Great. Well, I won't hold you any longer. It was a pleasure speaking with you, Kurai. The pleasure is all mine, Toyohime. I'll see you later. Yes, good luck. 3 relationship points. Hello, friend. It's nice of you to pass by. If you wish to speak with Yorihime, she's probably with Basin, somewhere behind the mansion. Okay. And I believe to the left here was Layson. Yeah. There she is. Hello, Layson. Hello, Kurai. Is something wrong? You look rather concerned. They was supposed to help me so we could prepare today's dinner, but she's currently busy. I thought I'd be unable to prepare it on time, but then I figured out a solution. Oh yeah? What have you had in mind? Well, since everyone else is busy, but you have so much time on your hands, figured you could help me a little. You're a guest, but it wouldn't be good if you started freeloading, right? Well, you're right, but what about reason 2? Uh-oh, I can't let him figure out that I'm trying to see if he's trustworthy. Trust the judgment of Master Aiden and Lady Kaguya, but suddenly came out of nowhere and got inside Eientei so easily. There was also something in his eyes the first time we met that felt really frightening. Man, what kind of look did I give her, huh? It's a bit of a nasty look. Raisin. If getting help from Raisin too is not an option, I'll help, but my cooking skills are nothing special. No, you don't need to worry about that. You just need to cut a few vegetables and give me some ingredients and I'll handle the rest myself. Anyway, let's get going. I don't want to force the others to wait for dinner. Follow me. Off to the kitchen. Are you doing fine over there? Yep, I think I got all the stuff you requested. What should I start with? Just start with the carrots, cabbage, and green onions. I'll take care of the fishes. Carrots. Well, there's 3 rabbits in Eientei, but that's... whatever. It's probably just a simple ingredient, although I do wonder if they're particularly fond of them. Are you alright? You haven't started yet. Ah, you're right. Sorry, I'll get started right away. Alright, I better get started or she'll think I'm a weirdo. Ready, steady... Ouch! 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 Stop, that's enough. How in the world? Your fingers are covered with cuts and you haven't managed to cut any vegetables. I think I was lost in thought and started cutting them instead of the carrot. You were using a knife and you actually got that distracted while cutting something? What's wrong with you? Is that some stupid stunt you're trying to pull to make me feel worried for you? What the hell are you even talking about? I really wanted to do a good job and I guess you're right. I did get distracted. Anyway, sorry about that. I guess I'll just handle ingredients to you? Hand ingredients to you? That's nice of you, but your hand is covered in blood. I think we need to do something about that. Nonsense. I'll be fine then. Oh, strange. I'm starting to feel lightheaded. Could I watch where you're... Bonk. Ouch. It's a good thing I was able to catch him before he fell down. I probably would have fell down too. Sheesh, my head is going to hurt for a while, thanks to banging it against his. I guess he was saying the truth. Still, this man is the emissary? He seems to be rather clumsy. That reminds me of when I first came here. I wasn't this stupid though. Uronge, how are the preparations for tonight's dinner? Oh? Master, please do not misunderstand the situation. I never thought you'd use your red eyes to do such a thing. I didn't know this darker side of you. How interesting. No, you got it all wrong. People sure are noisy here. What's the source of this commotion? Huh? No, why does it have to be the 2 of them? How indecent. Mason, we taught you better than that and Kurai. You should be ashamed of yourself. Calm down, Yorihime. If they're happy that way, that's enough. Mason? Oh. It's all an accident. He accidentally cut himself a few times and fainted due to blood loss, and I simply caught him. I gotta wonder, how bad did he have to cut himself that he is able to faint from all that lost blood? Those must have been like really deep cuts. I see. It would appear that I jumped on a conclusion too early. Sorry, Leeson. I'm sorry that I raised my voice, but neither of you would listen. I already knew what was going on. I saw the blood on his hand as soon as I entered, but I decided to go along after I saw your reaction. Uronge, it's important for you to be straightforward about these kind of situations, instead of allowing others to think for you. By the way, I'm glad that you were able to have the courage to stop us and explain yourself. Master, you haven't changed since you left the moon, and yet it feels like you somehow became even wiser. I see now. Thank you for this lesson. I think we forgot that we have a lightly wounded patient here. Well, his wounds don't look too deep, so he'll be fine. But we should stop the bleeding immediately. Not too deep, but we managed to faint. I guess we're prone to, like, blood loss or something. Whatever that's called. There's a lot of strange things that happen here all the time. I didn't think that just one more person would start causing these sort of things too. I agree. It's rather tiring at times, but I love it here. There's no other place I'd rather be at. Is that so? Well, I guess I'll carry him to the infirmary, Master. I guess I'll have to clean the floor as soon as possible. Later. I'm back at the kitchen. Honestly, I still can't believe that you made such a stupid mistake. I don't really want to admit it, but yeah, it's painfully embarrassing and it won't be forgotten soon. That's right. Still, thanks for trying. It's nice of you to actually agree to help in the first place, so I can appreciate that. Let him know if building a bladed weapon during your journey is such a good idea, though. I think I'll be fine. When I have to fight something, I don't think about little things like I did earlier. Because you saw a carrot in seeing Tei, Mason 2, and I caused you to wonder if we're obsessed with them, right? Oops. Was it that obvious? Well, I figured it out because of the way you stared at it. I simply didn't expect you to be so lost in thought that you'd hurt yourself. She does have a carrot pin on her tie. Anyway, all of this really doesn't matter anymore, right? I just took care of you and I was able to finish preparing dinner after I cleaned the floor. I guess I'd see no problem with joining you on your quest. Were you concerned about something before you decided to say that? Master. Yes. It's just that when we first met in the village and our eyes met each other's, there was something odd about you. Oh, that. It's just that I was still new in Gensokyo and I never saw people like you, Ran or Mistia. No, that's not it. Actually, there was something almost scary about you. Really? I have no idea what this could all be about. Maybe it's because of your predecessors. It could be that you have the same potential to hurt people. I don't think you'd do such a thing, but I just have no intention to let people I care about get hurt. I see. I'm sure the people of Eientei would be happy to hear that. I wonder if there's like a evil route we can go through. It'd be pretty messed up. Just wreak havoc in Gensokyo and we could actually end Gensokyo or something. Just a really evil route with an evil ending. It would also be pretty interesting. It's not always easy being with them, but I got used to it after a while. I love it here. Eientei is what I call home. I'll help you because they believe it's for everyone's best interest that you succeed. Well, that's if you agree to let me help you on your duty. Take all the time you need to decide if you need my assistance. I'll be here if you need me. Got it. Thank you for kindly offering your aid, Mason. The people of Eientei truly are fortunate to have someone like you with them. Now, I'm the one who's lucky to be with such people. Just wouldn't be the same. Anyway, I should let you go. Good luck on your journey and remember that I'm willing to help. One relationship point. And that's all the time I need. Goodbye. It's nice of you to visit Eientei. Is there any way I could help? Ask her to join. Actually, yes. I wanted to know if you're still ready to join me on my journey. Of course. I'm glad you decided to ask. I'm ready to come along. However, I hope you'll be nice with people. If you're going to start trouble or be mean to them, I won't stick around. That's a perfectly reasonable condition. I don't think I'll do such a thing, but it's good to be reminded about it. See, a couple of party members have said that now. Actually, more than a couple. They wouldn't stick with me if I did something bad. So there must be, in the future, some sort of option that we can take that makes party members leave us or not want to help us. I wonder what that could be. Does this game actually have an evil route, or is that just like a bad ending kind of thing? I guess it would be an evil route, but it's just... I kind of want to see like a full evil route. Like it doesn't end in me dying, and it actually ends up with me succeeding in my evil goal to destroy Gensokyo or something. Anyway, great. If that's really what you think, then we'll make a good team. Let's get going. Mason joined your party. Well then, let's go ahead and recruit. Oh, here's Jeremie. Good day to you, emissary. Hello, Lady Yorihime. You appear to be in a good mood. You've noticed? Master Aiden shared some of her wisdom to me and it allowed me to lighten up. What did she mean by that? Did I don't quite remember. What did I say in this one? Talk about Aiden? Probably talk about Aiden. Well, that's good. Miss Aiden seems quite knowledgeable. Yes, she's the brain of the moon after all. Wow, she actually has such a title? She must be some sort of super genius then. Yep. If If you can get her to share some of her wisdom to you, it would greatly help you. Yeah, I remember this dialogue. Toyohime is really smart too. I really look up to her. Husbands are quite smart too, but mine's a bit of an airhead, but he truly has a heart made of gold. So both you and your sister are happily married? That's wonderful. It really sounds like your husband is a nice guy. Wait, you thought my voice was similar to the one of another person. Were you talking about him? Ah, yes, as soon as I heard your voice, I thought it was him who somehow decided to come to Earth. Too. I never thought a Lunarian and I would share a voice that almost sounds the same. I thought this was like an odd comment. Why wouldn't you think that? And why would that never cross your mind either? Well, he's nowhere near as strong as me. He's far older and more powerful than you. Am I right to assume you like fighting? You like to compare me with others in terms of strength. You've noticed? That vampire and a few of our friends attempted an invasion of the moon. Defeated them one by one. You defeated Remilia by herself? Remilia? Yes, I think that was her name. Her maid and that magician and that shrine maiden lost to me. Remilia, Sakuya, Marisa, and Rema? That's frightening. Are Lunarians that powerful? Face again. Are you scared of me? It's rather natural for humans to fear what they don't understand. I know. It's just that I just barely managed to defeat Sakuya, but when I saw Remilia, it was as if I stared at someone who would simply end my life without me being able to do anything about it. That maid lost to you? If that's the case, I underestimated your strength. That vampire was able to deliver a light wound to me which caught me a bit off guard, but I immediately adapted to Danmaku afterwards. After I fought them, I must admit I felt the experience was thrilling. I trained for so long and the chance to finally put this training into application was satisfying. I must also admit that I like the concept of Danmaku. We fought, but there was no pointless deaths. Were no pointless deaths. That foolish invasion did bring some good after all, I guess. I have to admit that Danmaku fights can be fun. It gets incredibly annoying when people attack for some reasons or just for the sake of fighting though. I think we should stop talking about that. I'm actually starting to feel tempted about coming with you. Is there a reason that prevents you from doing so? I promised Master Aiden that I would avoid getting too involved with the events that occur in Gensokyo. I bet she had a good reason to ask that. Still, I feel like traveling together would have been fun. You're right, but after living on the moon, I don't mind staying away from earthly matters. Starting to understand the words of Master Aiden a little better now. Humans are quite talkative. Are you saying that Lunarians don't speak all that much to each other? No. Just like Toyohime said earlier, Lunarians and Earthlings live different, and therefore our cultures are very different. Put it shortly, speaking with that shrine maiden while she was on the moon, and the current conversations we're having shows me that humans are not a bad lot. I'm glad you think that way. We're far from perfect, and the few commit horrible things, but we're not all the same. That's what Aiden told me too. Thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I feel even better than I did earlier. Great. In that case, you better have a good day. It's a good thing that we were able to get through that misunderstanding that we had earlier. Let's be friends from now on. Friends? I remember getting along with another human long ago. He had a good heart, but he was very stubborn when he decided to return to Earth. Yes, I like the idea of being friends. I also remember you mentioning that you'd be willing to train me a little. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. Yes, I can help you by training you a little, but you'll need to find certain objects for me to teach you. If you find them, you'll be able to have a better understanding of the training you'll be receiving. I remember sensing a powerful energy near that yokai mountain. If you can bring it to me, I'll train you. Alright, I'll try to get it then. Getting a lesson to defend myself better would be highly useful. I shall let you go then. Good luck and thanks again for your relationship points. And what's this side here? I can't go there, fortunately, right? I wonder, because this must have been written like years ago, so I wonder if the developer got better with his grammar a little. his main problem is the subject and verb agreement. I don't know the terms, I forgot, it's been a while. And the entrance is now reopened the shortcut. Anyway, here is Aiden and Tei. I don't remember who I talked with first, but I don't think it really matters. So let's talk to Aiden. Greetings, emissary. I'm glad that we can talk to one-to-one. I have much to talk about. Really? It sounds like you have important stuff to say, Miss Aiden. I think we're at least an hour in this episode. And we're still not done yet. Yes. Tei and I have no desire to play games with you, so I'd rather get straight to the point. When you met Yukari, did she mention what happens to emissaries once they completed their duty? No, she didn't really go too much into details about that. Dan and her mostly spoke a bit about what emissaries do. I always assumed they simply went back to our world or just settled in the human village. As expected, Yukari is more interested in toying with others than actually doing her job. She does give that aura off, but I do think in the end Yukari does really care about the balance of Gensokyo, even if she does toy around a lot. Well, I guess there's no helping it. As you're already aware, the duty of the emissary is long and arduous. That's why both humans from the outside world and yokai from Gensokyo agreed to give them a reward for completing their work. I felt you'd be surprised to know that emissaries in general only cared about this reward. It's always the same. Every single time I hear about the emissaries, the only one that receives praise is the first one. Yes, but unfortunately, much like Toyohime and Yorihime, it took me some time to notice emissaries. Tei speaks favorably of emissaries she met herself, and I agree with her. Many were selfish, but they worked hard, and thus they did deserve their reward. Even the most notorious emissary did a lot of good. You said that the relations with yokai might have been the cause for the emissary's actions. It's merely a wild guess. I believe it's fair to believe it has a relation to what happened, seeing how her target was the yokai of Gensokyo. According to what I've gathered, she only killed humans that tried to stop her. Makes sense, but I wish I could figure out the truth behind all that happened 400 years ago. Another guess would be that it had a connection to the reward. It is the main reason most emissaries did their work in the first place, after all. What kind of reward are we talking about anyway? Anything. What? You heard me right. The reward is whatever the emissary wishes for. That they can get anything? What could possibly go wrong? Indeed. Who knows? Perhaps she wished to rule Gensokyo and they rightfully denied her request. Yes, while I doubt that's the case, I believe that she wished for something she couldn't get. Like asking for someone to be brought back from the dead? Yes, but this is Gensokyo, so that's not completely implausible. But you got the idea. Anything, huh? What would I request? I wonder when we complete this, will the game give us a choice on that? I don't know how linear this game is. The game has forced you to take a laid out path. However, after Eientei, they do let you travel anywhere. Supposedly. I don't know if that's true or not yet. The game tells you that. So the reward is anything except anything impossible or stupid. Exactly. Ironically, every single emissary used their reward for a selfless reason, which is why I agree with Tei that they're misunderstood. They were good people, but they lost grip on the main reason as to why they become emissaries in the first place. Their desire for personal gain became their priority. Still, I think that completing my duty will give me a reward. The case is a rather peculiar one in this situation too. You have no relation to the previous emissaries, which means you cannot get your reward by going back to the outside world. The only people who can reward you are yokai. Wait, does that mean the emissaries got their reward from either the yokai of Gensokyo or the humans from outside? Yes, it was due to a belief that the emissaries should be rewarded by the people they loved more. I see. I suppose that makes sense. That's why yokai likes the first one so much, He was the only one to be rewarded by the yokai of Gensokyo instead of the humans from the outside. That's what Tei told me. You'll be the second one too, whether you like it or not. I'm fine with that. So, based on what you just said, think I'll succeed? Tei seems to know a lot about emissaries, which is kind of weird. I wonder what Tei is up to. Oh, I said that? Well, your odds are quite good, but you have to work harder than any other emissaries. However, you don't have to do this alone. As I've said earlier, I'm willing to join you. I do admit it's a little for my own gain since you're the first emissary I get to meet in person, and I want to learn more about what you're capable of. I won't force you to take me along, but if you wish to do so, please let me know as soon as possible. I need to close the clinic if I travel with you, and I cannot afford to waste time waiting for you to decide. Well? Hey there, Aiden. How's your day? Oh, hello, Mr. Kodai. You certainly are acting very familiar with me. I guess you're right. Sorry about that, Miss Aiden. Well, I guess most people you've met so far don't care much about such formalities, but as an emissary, acting too casual around certain figures will cause them to be irritated or worse. Now that she mentions it, I've been referring to her as Miss Aiden from the start. I actually forgot about most of that. Thank you for the reminder, Miss Aiden. Just remember to be careful about this and you'll be just fine in that regard. By the way, can we team up? I was wondering if you'd still be willing to team up with me. I don't have a problem with you wanting to study what an emissary is capable of. I'd be happy if you lended me your aid. Yes, patients are rather uncommon during this time of year. I believe that working together will be a mutually beneficial association between the two of us. I have no doubt about that. Your intellectual insights and wisdom will be greatly valued. Flattery will take you nowhere, mister. Merely stating the facts. For some reason with this new noise suppression, it doesn't pick up my ooh sound, you know? EFFT. I guess it's too low, but it's kind of weird just saying it really loud. Like a big PFFT. Anyway. A lot of amusing events have happened ever since Kaguya and I exposed ourselves to Gensokyo. I look forward to seeing what you'll do during our travel. Well, I'm ready. Let's go, shall we? If you haven't spoken with Kaguya yet, please do so. Already? She just grabbed a few vials and a small pouch. Was she ready ahead of time? I had enjoyed your party. And now we talk to Tei, and we talk to Kaguya. Good to see you again, Kudai. Lady Aiden and I wish to talk with you in private. Is that so? That's rather convenient, since both of you seem quite knowledgeable about emissaries. I presume you have many questions that you'd like to ask us. Indeed, but I know you won't answer everything. I have to figure out that stuff myself, right? You're wrong. It's true that people like Yukari or Yuka will play games with you until you figure it out. However, Lady Aiden and I have better things to do than waste your time. Have you heard of Kyoko? Kyoko? No, I had never heard of her before. She's the emissary who was responsible for that massacre that occurred 400 years ago. Unfortunately, it is true that no one knows the cause for her actions, but her behavior and actions before she attacked people showed no sign that she had such intentions. Do you know anything about her? Well, I was one of the people who aided her during her duty because of my connection with emissaries, so I did get to talk with her a little. She was a rather quiet young woman, but if there's one thing I remember more than anything about her, it's that she was impatient about completing her duty. Impatient? Is it possible she was planning her action from the start? It's possible, but again, there's no evidence about this. She was impatient but not unpleasant about it. The last time I met her was near the human village. She left for Yokai Mountain with a Tengu. She thanked me for helping her and she said she was almost done with her duty. I can remember that she seemed rather happy when she told me those words. Perhaps there's a few clues that could be found at some of the places she visited. That's what I had in mind too. I suspect the Tengu might be hiding something. They're a prideful lot and they don't allow visitors, so it's been almost impossible to investigate anything there. You're an emissary though. There's some of the very few outsiders that are allowed in the village. If you could investigate the area, you might be able to find something. Yes, that would be a good start. You might explain what happened with the other emissary too. That idiot? That man was just a fool who took advantage of his role and tried to rule Gensokyo. He was blatant about it though. That allowed the people of Gensokyo to stop him before it was too late. It's that simple, huh? There's a lot of rumors about emissaries that were spread among the yokai after he was stopped. Even Kyoko's predecessors are misunderstood nowadays. It's true that they had other people do their duty, but I believe that they did the right thing since yokai during those days were far more dangerous. You and the first emissary are unlike the others. I wish I was born to beat them because I like emissaries. And I only kept hearing about how all emissaries cannot compare to him. If it hasn't happened already, fair to be reminded about it by yokai who knew him in person. You like emissaries? How come? Ever since I started helping them, they always showed the gratitude towards me. You see, I was one of the people that served them and brought the presents to the yokai of Gensokyo. You? Wow. I never imagined I stood in front of someone so important. I didn't do all the work myself, but I was the one who took care of the areas around the human village. There's one thing I don't fully understand though. The emissary wished to meet as many people as possible, and I'm apparently the first one to explore, but you told me that Kyoko went to visit the Tengu. Oh, that? Quite simple. It's true that the emissaries let other people do most of their jobs for them. But it's not like all emissaries were the same. You did visit the important yokai. Lord Tenma did get a few visits, but from what I understand, he wasn't too fond of them since they just did their task and left. How dull. Most of the previous emissaries sound like they just did it as a simple job and just left. That's true. This is the reason why the emissary and you are different. I've already been checking how you behave until now, and I like you. That's why I wish to help you too. Yeah, she's been watching us from the start. What's your motive behind helping the emissaries though? You didn't say why you did that yet. While I'm willing to share information about what I know about emissaries, I'd rather that you figure this bit out, otherwise it wouldn't be as fun. I should have known. I imagine it's because Kei is trying to take advantage of the situation. She gets rewarded for helping emissaries. I don't know. Just a theory. Still, I can assure you that I have no intention to manipulate you or such. If you let me come with you, I promise that I'll be a loyal ally and that you'll never get bored. I'll never be bored? What does that mean? I'll let you figure it out. I'll let you go for the time being though. I think it's best for you to decide if you are comfortable with traveling with me. Still, I hope you're willing to take me with you. Could I? I was not aware that you were visiting us. How are you? Great. What about you? It's hard to get bored in a place like Eientei. When I have nothing to do, I play games with Mason. Do rabbits from the moon and those from Earth get along? Oh, they get along just fine. By the way, how was your progress with your task? I'd like some help. I still have no idea how much work I have to do and how many places I have to visit. Would you still accept to help me? So, you need my help after all. I don't know. Did something get in the way while I was away? Nope, I'm just playing around with you. I'll help you. Traveling with you sounds really fun, and I find it easy to believe that you'll be able to help out a lot. I'm looking forward to travel Gensokyo with you. Okay? So do I. I'm sure we'll become good friends while we take care of your job. I'd wish us luck, but we won't need to worry about that. What do you mean? Oh, you'll see. Let's get going, shall we? Okay, you joined your party. And now finally, let's go ahead and recruit Kaguya. He's tall, he's locked. Can't go in any of the other rooms. Hei's room. This is Reisen's room. And then this is Aiden, I believe. Oh, the storage room. Wonder if there's anything useful there. Most definitely is. Hello, Kaguya. Oh my, it's you, Mr. Kurai. I was quite surprised to know about the accident that occurred in the kitchen. You already know about all of that? Indeed. I saw Reisen dragging your body in the direction of Aiden's clinic. It's good to know that you're fine, but that was quite a silly mistake. Yeah, and now I'm worried that other people outside of Eientei hears about this. Well, I doubt most of us would talk about it, but I think Tei might sell the information to Miss Shamewari. I guess it's not too bad the more I think about it. How so? Well, it might be embarrassing, but having news of this spreading out might make people less worried about me. Seeing how the previous two emissaries caused so much trouble, having a silly emissary wouldn't be bad. It's a good way to turn it in a possible light. Positive light. That'd be a good way to turn it in a positive light. Oh my, where are my manners? Please have a seat. Ah, right. Thank you very much. God. Could I? Oh, where am I? No way, I tripped on the chair and he fell through the wall? Wait, that means he's in my room. Oh no, wait. That's some impressive looking items. A bowl, a jeweled branch, a beautiful robe, a jewel, and that courier object? No, this is what I get for not listening to Aiden and not hiding the treasures in a proper place. Anyway, it's really rude of me to take a look at your room after such an incident. Get out of here immediately. I'm so sorry about that. I guess I'm being really clumsy lately. I'll help with the repair of the wall. That won't be necessary. You really tripped by accident, didn't you? I was just about to sit down, but I just ended up walking into it. Ouch. This is going to hurt for a while. Lady Kaguya? You're not just clumsy, you're quite amusing. I guess I should be upset that she's laughing about that, but it really was stupid of me. Very well, you have successfully completed the 5 impossible requests. Possible requests? Yes. The objects you saw in my room, the great treasures that many men sought in the past. None of them could succeed in finding them all, and yet, by a silly accident, you were able to find them. See, he can manipulate luck or something, right? So I wonder if this is Tei's doing. So finding these objects means the 5 requests are complete? Why did they look for them in the first place? They would have been able to get the object of their desires. That's not very specific. He's a rather silly individual. Traveling with him would surely be just as amusing. I can't tell him the truth yet, but I wonder what kind of man he is besides that. Let's just say they wish for something merely to satisfy their own selfish and superficial desires. Is that so? It's a good thing you got those objects then. They're clearly in good hands. Well, they've been rather useful, so it's nice to have them. Still, I'm curious. What do I get for completing these requests? It is believed that finding all the 5 treasures will allow the person to find true love. True love? They're just objects, so unless they actually grant a wish, that sounds dubious. Exactly. Still, it's rather amusing that you stumbled on them due to your own carelessness. It's pretty funny that so many people look for them for such a silly reason. A silly reason? Yes. True. It is true. They were foolish. I'm now really interested to join you on your journey. I know it would be very fun. If you would like me to follow you, please let me know. I'll be happy to join you. Very well. Thank you very much, Lady Kaguya. So, that's the whole. Would you like to join me? Good day to you, Mr. Kurai. It would appear that you've been staying out of trouble lately. Well, at least I've been fine inside of Eientei. Gensokyo is still a rather unpredictable place. Ask her to join. I was wondering if you were still interested in joining me on my journey, Lady Kaguya. Your help would be more than welcome. Sorry to spoil your fun between you and her, Kurai, but I refuse to travel with her. Oh my. It isn't Moko. Never expected that you'd befriend each other. Fortunately for you, I met him as soon as he arrived in Gensokyo. We know each other a little. I see. But did you know that he somehow became a candidate? What? Of all people. I didn't know you were that kind of person, Kaguya. What do you mean by candidate? It's nothing really, to be honest. Just like I told you before, we found the 5 treasures, so... Are you saying that Moko could be that true love because I found the treasures? That's not what I was trying to say. Never mind. 5 treasures? True love? What the hell is that all about? Hmm? Are you that dumb? You heard what he said. Wasn't that clear and obvious? Don't screw around with me, Kaguya. You wanna fight? I'm all up for it. Oh my. You've always been such a lively one. Calm down. I have no intention of coming along with you. You've always been such a bully to me, Moko. How can you be so mean? Sorry, Lady Kaguya, but I'm not buying it. I know. I was merely kidding around. Still, I truly have no plan to come along if she's with you. Yeah, we don't get along. Let's leave it at that. Yes, let's do that. At least we can agree on something every once in a while. Well, that's unfortunate, but I understand. Sorry, I didn't want to get anyone upset. Don't worry, you have nothing to do with any of this, so none of this is your fault. That's right. Still, I wish you good luck and success on your quest. Take care. How unfortunate. I guess they really hate each other. I wonder if Kane could help. Actually... Good day to you, Mr. Kurai. It would appear that you've been staying out of trouble lately, blah blah blah, ask her to join. Is there any way I can convince you and Moko to put your quarrels aside, and that we all work together? Oh my, I didn't think you'd actually try to get us to work in the same group. Don't bother trying, Kurai. I can't forget what Kaguya has done in the past. As for Moko, she's too stubborn for her own good. The only thing that would happen if we teamed up would be us getting into pretty arguments. Granted, it is fun to argue or fight, but even that gets all the times. Get all the times? Gets all the times? You're the one who started it. You two, that's enough. While I agree that you've done very questionable actions, Kaguya, you still indulge in your selfish urges. Oh, that's rather bold words coming out of the mouth of a half-beast. Half-beast? Oh, you didn't know? When the full moon rises, Miss Kane's more beastly appearance emerges. Really? Is that true, Kane? Yes, I don't mean to hide it from you. Yes, I don't mean to hide it from anyone, but if the villagers were to know the truth, they might lose their trust in me. I don't know about them, but that doesn't make me think any less of you. In fact, it only makes me respect you more. Huh? If you're trying to make him lose trust towards Kane, you merely did the opposite. Yes, after all, he's more interested in seeing unusual things and meeting people than doing his duty as an emissary. Thank you, Kurai. Having the trust of people like you and the villagers means a lot to me. My thanks also goes to you, Lady Kaguya. If it weren't for you, this wouldn't have happened. But I guess my behavior was indeed rather inappropriate by trying to get him to distrust you. It's been part of your behavior for as long as I've known you. That might be true, but in return you've always been stubborn. Not something I can forgive so easily. Moko, I think it's reasonable to be angry, but you can be rather hard to persuade at times. I hate to say this, but it's true. Remember when I wanted to get through the bamboo forest? Well, I mean, she had a legit reason, though. Yes, but you were so helpless when you entered Gensokyo. I had to rescue you, after all. The only reason I let you go through is because I wanted you to learn a lesson. I have to admit you proved me wrong, but I had a good reason to be reluctant to let you go. Fair point. Kane, you don't want to... Yes, you were wrong about him in the end. I had doubts too, but in the end he wasn't as weak as we thought. Hey, I'm not that strong, but... Say I'm weak? A lot of people had been going easy on you. Beating Miss Tia wasn't a pushover anymore, right? Yeah, you got me there. You keep forgetting such an important detail. See, you're admitting that you're wrong. You're not that weak, but you have a lot of work to do to improve, right? Well, yeah, I agree. Moko, everyone makes mistakes, right? Kaguya, would you be willing to admit you made a mistake at least once? Yuakasa. Yes, everyone makes mistakes. I am not an exception. Even though I am a Lunarian, I have to agree that my judgment isn't flawless. In that case, what if you were wrong about each other? Well, that's... Besides, you've known each other for so long, you'd feel at lost if one was to disappear, right? You're both immortals after all. You too, Lady Kaguya? I didn't know you were an immortal like Moko. See, at this point, I don't think Moko ever mentioned she was an immortal, though. Did she? I know she said she's lived for a very long time. She'd never mentioned immortal. Living for a long time and being immortal are two very different things. So, yeah, a little bit of a meta knowledge there. Don't think the player knows that yet, technically. That's enough, Kane. You may have a point, but it's not like a feud like this can end all of a sudden. Indeed. I never said that either. However, if we were to work all together as a group, perhaps you'd get a better understanding of each other. You and Kodai are getting along, right, Moko? As for you, Kaguya, I assume you wish to explore Gensokyo. Why should either of you let your past prevent you from doing what you want? You're a rather clever one, Miss Kane. I like this reasoning. Very well. I shall come with you, Kodai, whether Moko likes it or not. I assume you have no objection, Miss Kane. All depends on Moko's decision. Fine, I'll play along for now. I'm willing to entertain the possibility that this is a worthwhile experience. Oh, how impressive. I am a little reluctant to say it, but your persuasion skills are impressive, Miss Kane. I'm not trying to persuade anyone. I just think it could ultimately be a good thing for you and Moko. Very lucky, Kodai. I wouldn't be willing to consider this if it wasn't for Kane's effort to do this. I expect Kane and you to take responsibility for this. It was your idea after all. Understood? Absolutely. Both you and Kaguya have been nice to me, so I hoped we could try traveling together. What was supposed to be a surely fun and interesting journey has now turned even more interesting. I hope you and Moko will be good teammates. It'll be interesting to finally fight someone other than me. I hope you're ready for that challenge. You too. But I hope you're ready. Your journey will be much harder now. You're probably right, but I think it was worth it. It's for their sake, right? I believe it is. Let's do our best to help them. Kaguya has joined your party. Having Kaguya, Kane, and Moko in the same party may enable certain events related to the story. See, now I have to add them to my party, which is kind of unfortunate, because Reimu has really good healing. And it's kind of sad to let that go, but they are strong teammates. Let's head to the Yukari's house and add them in first. You are now able to travel Gensokyo as you please. Alright, there's this little cutscene. Elsewhere. Here's the shrine, and it looks just as quiet as it usually is, seeing how this is the last area where he used to be. I'm surprised that the place isn't crowded with overly curious people and dumb kids trying to use it. Or test of courage or all that silly kitty stuff. Yeah, I forgot what her name is. But she appeared in one of the .5 games, if I'm not mistaken. And this is the professor we were talking about in the beginning of the game. The place is perfectly fine as it is, and unlike those overly curious folks, I'm here for something far more important. Anyway, enough of that. This guy sure turned out to be really careless. Because he disappeared, I had to answer a few questions given by the police and that weird cosplay sailor. The girl asked me even more questions than they did when she heard that I knew he was visiting this place before leaving the country. He's a nice guy, but thinking back, he was kind of a pain at times. I do feel a bit bad for his family though, based on what the girl said. They seem to be a bit close to him and his parents are worried sick about him suddenly vanishing without a single word. Either he just tricked everyone about heading back home or... It's just as I read from the news article. There really aren't any clues about him disappearing around here. I didn't want to believe it when I was heading to Korindo last time, but that guy was bickering with that noisy broke girl as if they were an old married couple. So I guess that's why Miss Dio was thinking about Inosuke and accidentally said his name. Yes. It definitely was him. It's a bit shocking that he'd end up there, but it only makes sense that a guy like him would end up in Gensokyo. It's not like I was super worried about him, but I'm relieved to know that he's fine. I wonder what he's doing in Gensokyo. Perhaps I could pay him a little visit. But, wait. No, not yet. Why rush things when there's a chance that they'll be interesting? Were you able to take care of all preparations? Yep. Still, never thought you kept such a thing when we moved there for a while. We stayed there for only a while, until I could find whatever I needed. Yeah, but it sure was a pain to explain where we left when we came back. Speaking of coming back, did you receive any news of... No. I see. It's quite unfortunate. It's rather rare for a person to take my theories seriously. I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure he just tried being nice with... How? Are you done trying to talk behind my back? Oh, well. Suppose this is your big chance to... Yes, this time we'll succeed. Get ready. We'll be leaving tomorrow morning. Got it. I'll meet you in the laboratory at the design time. Design time? Should have been designated time. This is it. They'll be sorry that they ever made fun of me. I believe this girl's name was... Yumemi? Something like that. Yumemi. I actually don't know much about her. I just remember seeing her. Anyway, like I said, let's go ahead and get to Yukari's house. See, at this point... hold on. You can see Akio is level 27, even though I never used her. Wait, no. Actually, that's a bad example, because I did use her in this playthrough. Let's see. Alice. Alice is level 22, even though I never used her. But, it seems like unused party members do scale with you. In my original playthrough, I didn't use Akio, and yet she was high level. So yeah, I guess party members that aren't in your party scale. But anyway, let's add Kane, Moko, and Kaguya. Kane is level 20. That's gonna be a little rough. She's gonna have to catch up, because that is really far behind. And Moko and Kaguya are level 25, that's fine. So Moko has all the 5 treasures on her. Except this is actually stronger than the branch of Hodai. And I don't really know what resistance to Danmaku is. The game doesn't really tell you damage types, so I'll just equip this to Kaguya. And then Moko... I believe she has all the best equips on, so there's nothing to replace on her. But Kane should be behind. Oh, not really. Enchanted Blade is not bad. I guess we need to visit Rinosuke though to update our gears. I wonder if we can actually resolve the issue between Kaguya and Moko in this game. Probably. But anyway, that'll about do it for this episode of The Outsider Who Loved Gensokyo. We've been going on for at least an hour and 30 minutes. Probably more. This was a really long episode. Probably the longest to date. About as long as the introduction sequence. Well, that was an eventful episode. We included like 7 members. Pretty much the entire cast of the Imperishable Knight. I was really surprised first time around that happened. I just recruited everyone so easily. And it's weird that they're just all so willing to join me on my adventure. I actually didn't really think much about Mistia at all. But this game portrays her pretty good. Actually becoming a very likable character. Some good character development, I guess. But unfortunately, cannot have her in our party. And this means, you know, I've been wanting to recruit Chudano, but if I have to have these 3 in my party, then I guess we have to change plans on that. Kinda sucks, but oh well. do want to see what happens with these 3. So anyway, on the next episode is going to be sort of a filler episode. Originally, I wanted to head into the Yokai Mountain and start the big Yokai Mountain arc. I decided to go around all of the places I explored previously, see if there was any new side stuff, and there actually is quite a few. And also I can do some side quests for Yuka. But we won't be exploring anything new, we'll just be exploring all the places we explored previously, and seeing what new stuff can happen in there. That's about it. After that, we can finally begin the big Yokai Mountain arc that I've been talking about for the longest time now. And that will signify the beginning of content that I haven't played through yet. I would finally catch up with everything I played through and recorded. So I hope you look forward to that. Once again, thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Bye bye.